Hey, hey, what up, guys? We're back. Sorry, I know we're a little bit late, 9 minutes
What's
behind.
up?
Oh, we had technical difficulties. We're always trying to iron out these audio problems that we have, um, so that you don't get a double audio for myself or Austin. It seemed like that was happening for a bit, so I think we figured it out. Let us know if it happens anymore. But, yeah, great seeing y'all. We're back. How you doing, Austin?
I'm doing well. My name is Austin, and
My name is Josiah.
we are the Super
Super
Cinema
Cinema
Bro.
Brothers. Mm, fine, man. One of the
All
greatest
right.
songs of our time.
You guys, please excuse me. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat. I may have to step off for a second. Go ahead, Josiah.
Was this done to you by the movie? Oh my gosh. This man's leaving the stream already. Okay, yeah. So, he'll be all right. We are here to speak on this movie, as you know. Whenever you are wondering what movie we're talking about, it's right here on this side. All right, so weapons. As you see also by the director of Barbarian, uh let me pull up this man's name. I believe he is both the director and the writer, at least one of the writers of this film. Um one would think that I would have this prepared already, but one would be a
Meh.
fool. One would be a fool if they thought that. Weapons the movie. All right, so it is written, co-produced, and directed by Zach Kreger. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Yeah. So you doing all right? You back with us? You back with the living?
Yeah, I'm fighting a cold or something, so we're gonna push through.
Okay. All right. Now, uh, who wants to give the breakdown on this film? Huh? Shall I do it? What do you
Yeah,
want to do?
you want to do it this time?
Okay.
I think you probably do a better job than I could.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to keep this spoiler free. All right. So this film, it lies within the horror genre. More or less, it opens up with a strange disturbance in this small town. Uh, don't ask me which state it was. I forgot. But small disturbance. It seems to be that a number of kids have gone missing in the middle of the night, except for one. So, teacher, I believe, what's her name? Julia? No, no, no. Maybe that's just the actress's name. Justine. Justine Gandy, played by Julia Gardner,
Yeah,
shows up in her classroom. So, I mean, we're getting a narration. A kid is narrating about this eerie, true story scenario in which it was not reported by police or anybody. And it's the fact that an entire classroom of kids go missing except for one. Teacher shows up, all the other classrooms, all the kids show up. Teacher shows up, her classroom is nearly empty except for this one kid. So honestly don't want to say that much more beyond that scenario. This scene here is a little bit connected to what happens to that situation. We get some information. The kids disappear in the middle of the night at like 2:17. But for me, that's kind of all I want to share about this film as far as the
okay.
synopsis of it. How about you?
No, I think that's a good. I mean, I think that's a good synopsis. So much so that I think you're owed a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pray to
Much
God that
appreciated.
they can hear that on stream. Um,
Yeah. They
for
don't
those of
need to
you who
hear it.
didn't hear
It's
the
just
sound
for
effect,
us.
that was the golf clap that's available on this little soundboard that I have. All right,
Take a guess at
so
what it is. We're not going to tell you.
yeah,
They're not a sponsor yet, so we're
Um,
not gonna actually say anything about them just yet.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, no sponsor, no mention.
Mhm.
Okay, tell me the name Justine, the actress who plays Justine.
Julia Garner,
Julia
also
Garner.
known as the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I was about to say this is the second movie
Mhm.
that stars, or at least co-stars, Julia Garner that we've seen in the last month.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
shout out to Julia Garner.
Shout out to you, Julia. You're getting some good work. Doing some good
Yeah,
work. I enjoyed you in both these films and in that werewolves movie that I saw. What was it? Earlier this year? Last year? Earlier this year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Up,
good time.
she's putting up Pedro Pascal numbers.
Man.
She's a real humdinger. All right, all right. I think I'm done with those for a little while. um, all
Maybe.
right. Okay, so yeah, it's really hard to summarize this movie without summarizing the whole movie.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
all right, so let's get into it.
Do it.
Josiah, just give me your thoughts coming out of the theater, and then we can kind of narrow into what we liked and didn't like. But what were just your
Mm.
first initial thoughts?
Mhm. Uh like initial thoughts. All right. This was cool. I enjoyed this. I think it was I enjoyed Barbarian as well. I had some expectations going in that I was going to have a good story again, shared with me on screen. I don't think I was let down by that. I also had the thought of this felt a little long, but I was glad I think that it was. Hmm. It was cool. I
Okay,
think it's probably one of my favorite films I've watched this year so far, to be honest.
really? Okay. Okay, so yeah, my first thoughts coming out of it, like I knew it was a horror film
Mhm.
or a thriller, suspense, or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I think what stuck out to me, and maybe we should just get right into like what we liked and didn't like. Well, because I didn't have a whole lot of thoughts about it afterwards.
Okay.
Um, for me, I just kind of like, okay, I saw the movie. Um, but so for me, I didn't have a whole lot of strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Mm.
So, but I can talk about let's take that and let's pivot into a discussion about what we liked specifically and what
Okay.
we didn't like specifically. And
All
from
right.
this
All right.
point on, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert. We will be discussing spoilers. If you would like to watch this episode, but you have not seen the movie yet, we encourage you to watch the movie first, come back and pay us a visit so that you are not spoiled. But if you're okay with being spoiled, or you would just like to hear our commentary on it, the spoiler alert has been issued,
Mm.
and click back to this point in the video, and the conversation will now get started.
Wait,
All
wait,
right.
wait, wait,
So,
wait, wait. Before those people go, you should tell them, from your opinion, watch it in theater or wait till it shows up at home.
okay. For me, this is very much very much watch it on streaming. Um, yeah,
Okay.
this is very much watch it on streaming video movie for me.
Mm. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. For
All right.
me, I would say I'll let you go with the details first, but I'll just say for me, I think this was a cool watch in theaters. I don't think this is a cool watch for everybody. I think if you already can surmise, well, if you already know you like this genre, then I think it's safe to be like, yeah, go and check it out in the theaters. Especially if you have a pass. And yeah, I mean, you're probably not typically bringing your whole family to this anyways, but I would still spend sub $100 on it. But I think it's definitely a cool movie to go watch in theaters if you like these kind of genres and suspense stuff.
My man said sub 100. You heard it. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. Okay, so from this point on, spoiler alert.
Mm.
You have been warned. All right. So let's get into it. Um, let's talk. Let's start with what we liked about the movie. Um, I'll start because I probably have the least to say, and that's not necessarily because it's a bad movie per se.
Yeah.
But to be honest, this movie didn't have much of an effect on me.
Okay.
Like, for example, as you guys can tell, I'm kind of dealing with some kind of cough, scratchy throat, you know,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
even as I'm talking now, and I think it's psychosomatic. So when I need to either speak or need to be quiet, that's when it flares up. All right,
Mm.
so because of that, I missed about 5 to 7 minutes towards the first third of the movie. But I caught all the major beats. So, um, what I liked about the movie, I thought it was shot really well. The cinematography was
Mhm.
really good. Um, uh, I like. I thought the acting was good. It's pretty solid. I like Josh Brolin's character, concerned father. Uh,
Number 1.
yeah,
Archer
Thanos
Graff,
cares. Thanos cares about his children.
his
Uh,
singular child
his
Matthew.
child, his children. Um, yeah, I thought the acting was pretty solid all across the board. And this movie jumps back and forth a lot, and I still feel like it keeps a pretty decent pace. This could probably be closer to 90 minutes than 2 hours for sure. There's probably a sweet spot. This movie was about I think it was 2 hours 5 or 2 hours 7 minutes long if I looked at it correctly. This movie would have been a really tight, get you in, get you out minute, hour 45-minute movie. They probably could have trimmed it or just kind of not let so much breathe. But yeah, but it didn't quite fill its length. But I mean, I think it could have been shorter, but it didn't quite fill its
Mhm.
length. So the
Yeah.
editing was pretty good. The cinematography was really good. The acting was pretty solid. And um yeah, I think those are my main positive takeaways from the film. What'd you think?
Yeah, so we're talking about what we liked. Indeed, I agree on all those fronts. Cinematography, I believe directing. I always say I believe because every director is different. But it seems like the movie was executed in an intentional way. Acting was great. Yeah, I mean, music was cool. It didn't do anything necessarily that it did have some pop songs here and there. They wound up working for me. But yeah, let's go back to cinematography. In particular, there were at the beginning I was noticing a lot of really cool techniques they wind up using. Um, there were a number of like sort of like dollying or zooming shots back to
The
back.
vertigo effect,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
vertigo,
That was like there was some vertigo effect, but there was also just like progressing through hallways, and then it would cut, and then it would cut to like a similar kind of pace, kind of like zoom or like track or pan or something like that, and it felt very intentional. I think it wound up kind of making the scenes a little bit more cohesive. It felt more like I said, just designed. There weren't any points in which anything got too crazy. There were a couple. Wait, I'm about to think about another movie. This, yeah, I all that I said does apply to this movie. Um, yeah, everything was clear. I think compositioning and stuff was good. Uh, I don't know that there were any like one or two shots that like absolutely blew me away from like the compositional standpoint and lighting standpoint, but it all wound up working. It all wound up telling the story, I think, in an effective way. Um, but yeah, I actually liked the characters quite a bit, and they use a storytelling technique in which they after the narration, they put a character's name on screen, and you wind up spending X amount of time with that character, and then another character's name shows up on screen all of a sudden, and we have their perspective of a moment in the past or a moment in the parallel time as one of the others, and typically they wind up matching up to each other at the beginning, end, or a parallel, and I think it was effective in telling the story and kept me curious and engaged. These kind of movies are the kind of films in which you're wondering like what's going on, how they're gonna solve the
Yeah,
issue, and
I'll
so
piggyback on that.
yeah.
Yeah, the way that the so this is one of those movies where it's chronological, but it kind of jumps back. So it's not like a Tarantino film where it's like it's told out of chronological order.
Mhm.
Basically, with each character that they're um, each chapter of the story is a chapter that focuses on a specific character, and you'll know it because the title card is their name. It's black,
Mhm.
white typeface. Now you know this is their version of events or from their perspective. And
Mhm.
so the clock kind of starts back and goes forward. So it goes back and forth, but you're just showing, and then you're showing it from this character, and then you see how it blends in or coincides, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Um, Coalesces with the other
Merges,
character,
coalesce. Okay. Yeah.
merges, converges with each other. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
I thought that was executed well. I thought it was edited well. Um, quick note, one thing that I liked, the child acting was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Mhm.
To the point where like I didn't even notice it until after the fact. I was like, oh, it's
Mhm.
not some annoying kid who's not a great actor. The kid was actually quite a good actor. The main kid.
Yeah, he was.
Um, so yeah, kudos for that.
Mhm. That was, yeah, it was a
All
great
right.
find. Alex Lilly is the
Yeah.
character, played by, where are you? Carrie Christopher. So yeah, well, at one point, yeah, we get to a card, a chapter of Alex, and so we get his perspective, and that's the one that really kind of explains a lot of the mystery that we're wondering about and how the events went transpired. Um,
Right.
yeah, he does a great job. So yeah, continuing beyond just how it was, how the narration was assembled in the film. I did dig the slow burn, with minor caveats that I'll come to in the my next section. I think it paid off in a satisfying way. It maybe does wrap up a little bit fast by the end, but yeah, I'll continue that later. So we wind up discovering the main sort of antagonist, in the film. Maybe 2/3 of the way through, it's revealed to us, and we'll continue to spoil this in a bit, but yeah, it's someone that's basically mind controlling people. I think it was done in a creative way. I'm not super deep when it comes to like the horror genre in general, so some people may already know like what the, I don't know, technical names for this kind of thing is. It reminds me a little bit of like a, I don't know, Chinese, like was it Jiangxi? I might be totally mispronouncing it, but I just know like in Darkstalkers there's that zombie character with like the tape on her forehead or whatever. So I know she's a zombie, but in this film the people are still alive, and yet they're being mind controlled almost like zombies. Um, but they're more just straight up limited and controlled than zombies. But anyways, I thought those that was kind of cool. Fine. The big spoiler of the situation is it's a witch. There's a witch that is controlling people, that is luring all these children out of their houses at 2:17 in the morning, and you really don't see her until like halfway, 2/3 into the film. I did enjoy her character, and this might, I can see people being on the fence about her ultimately. um there's a level of comedy in this film and like quirky and weirdness in this film that may off put some people. Some people may want this to be just like strict horror. I think it's like 80% there. There is like a weirdness, quirkiness, and almost humor to the film that, yeah, maybe a little off for people, but we'll get more into that. Yeah, there are a few other moments that I want to get into, but I'll speak more about that as we get more detailed. Any remaining things that pop into your mind about what you might maybe liked about this film? Oh no, your audio is not working.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. We
I
got
didn't
him
want you to hear
back.
when I was talking. All
Oh,
right.
okay,
So
good.
yeah, I
Thank you,
like.
thank you.
So if you've ever seen those books where, or maybe those, like, there's a couple Instagram, uh, Instagram pages where they'll show like a scene, and then like the color bar, like the different colors that make up that scene.
Oh,
Like
sure.
it's like a scene from Blade Runner. So you have like the neon
Yes.
red, the
Yeah.
dark blue, the black, the chrome, da.
Mhm.
Um, so you probably seen like there's books where they do that, right? They kind of show
It's
you the
almost like
co-
color scripting, but that might be the right term
the
for
color
it.
scheme, the color
Yes.
scheme breakdown,
Yeah. Mhm. Totally get what you mean.
or the palette breakdown, color palette breakdown. I
Mhm.
like it when movies have a consistent color palette that they adhere to.
Mm.
Um, Say whatever you want about Wes Anderson films. What he does well, or one of the things that he does well, is adhere to a color palette, to an aesthetic. So
Mm.
it's not just the director of photography, it's not just the DP who's shooting it correctly, but it's also the production designer who's making sure, and that even goes into the wardrobe designer,
Oh yeah.
in concert with the production designer, making sure that all the colors match and fit. This
Mhm.
was one of my favorite parts of, say, for example, John Wick 4.
Yeah. Mhm.
Colors were beautiful.
They were.
Bullet Train was another movie that did it really well. And there's just been lots of different movies like that. This movie, it kind of adheres to like a darker blues and grays, uh,
Mhm.
almost sepia tone.
What you see in
And
this poster here is yeah, very true to the film.
right,
It's not all that the film has, but yeah, like there's definitely some of the intentionality you can see in here.
right. So yeah, I mean, as a general rule, I like it when movies adhere, they decide, they commit to a color palette, and then they kind of stick
Mhm.
with it all the way through. Even like Furiosa Road, which wasn't, I don't think it was a great movie, but aesthetically, from the colors, they
Yeah.
did a really good job of keeping it consistent.
Yeah.
Other than that, um, I'm kind of a sucker for zoom in shots, like wide zoom shots during
Mm.
dialogue.
Mhm.
Um, there's a couple scenes where Justine is looking around, and the camera racks focus from her to the background, then back to the foreground. I noticed it in this movie, um, but I thought it was done well. So little
Mhm.
technical aspects.
Mm.
I think there's a scene when Josh Brolin is walking up the stairs, and it's just the way that the camera is following him, like the steady shot is following him.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, I feel
Oh,
like
one
some of
thing that
those
I
things
thought
are done.
about connected to that is when we're following Julia into the convenience store and like, going around the aisles with her. It was very intentional, like how we were
Yeah,
tracking with her. It felt like we were only like 2 or 3 feet behind her, making the turns just like down the aisles and around the aisles,
right.
pretty quickly with her. I thought it was done impressively.
Yeah, so that's like the dolly grips and the guys moving the thing, and the DP choosing the right lens, and all of that stuff. Choosing the right camera. Um, oh, and real quick, I think they're in New York. So I waited for the end of the credits, and it said it was
Okay,
shot in New York.
got it,
So
got it.
So yeah, I mean, I like some of the technical aspects, elements of the film,
Mm,
and that pretty much sums up. In addition to what I said earlier, kind of my
hmm.
positives for the film.
All right. Well, I actually during this was wondering, maybe should have brought up earlier. Let's get this question out there. Are we fans of horror movies? I'll go first. I'm a fan of horror movies, not the vast majority of them. I'm not a big slasher guy. I'm not a big gore guy. You won't catch me watching the Terrifier movies. I'm sorry, guys. I know you were dying for those reviews. Not about it.
Yeah.
I'm more into things that are like thriller, suspense, that aren't just like straight up demonic, and yeah. So I've got I've got like one foot into the horror genre, but it's not my favorite genre of all time. I can enjoy it, and so yeah. Let me throw it over to you.
Yeah, I'm not a horror or suspense genre fan as a rule. I generally don't. I generally gravitate away from those movies. Number one, there's either two. Uh, oh gosh, there's either two options. There's two outcomes, right? Either A, it fails to put me in a state of suspense. It fails to terrify or shock me, and so the movie fails at its, at the thing that is core to its identity. Or it succeeds, and now I'm horrified. And I don't want to come out of a movie theater horrified. That's not a fun thing for me. And so, or just grossed out. We can get into some of the gore in this movie, but yeah. I mean, if it has its place, if it's there for a reason, I can deal with it. But it's generally not the thing that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah,
Um, so, yeah, horror is just generally not my genre. Um, in the same way that chick flicks aren't really my genre either.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I I you're gonna have to tell me how that High School Musical movie was. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go see it. It doesn't. Oh yeah, musicals generally don't. I mean, I saw Wicked, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But in general, I'm not particularly interested or captivated by musicals. Um, just in general. Okay, so
So
having
I do
said that, though,
apologize. We have got a little bit of echoing. I'm trying to troubleshoot this. Man, this, like I was saying, this keeps happening. I don't know why. Yep, yep. Let's see, we done chased you away from the whole review so far. Oh my gosh. I don't know that it was awful echoing, but I've gotten information that is some echoing.
is it
Was definitely
coming
trying
from
to
me or
figure
from you?
out what was happening and why it was happening. I don't even understand. Seems to be that Austin's echoing maybe somehow through my mic. I'm looking at the levels right now. It doesn't
Hmm.
make any sense. I'm wearing like full on headphones. Um,
Hmm.
okay. So yeah, we'll continue forward, and I'll try
All
and
right.
do a little bit of this troubleshooting along the way.
Okay. So let's get into what we did not like about the movie. Go ahead and you can go ahead and start again. I'll see if we agree on this area.
Hmm. Okay. So the first thing that came to mind, and I did mention that I overall liked it, is okay. So a couple, yeah, several things do pop into my head. I'll get to the nitpicks after this, but there are a couple challenges that arise when you wind up doing a movie with the narrative structure that it had, uh, being the one in which you spend chapters with characters. Uh, so I think partially because of that, you wind up not having necessarily as clear a main character as you could have. For some people, that might not be a problem. For this story, I think they it's a choice that you wind up making. I think it's overall more positive than not, but there are some like pacing kind of slight pacing woes, and there's the possibility that you don't wind up connecting as much. You have to really, I think this kind of structure needs you to like each character on some level or be engaged by each character on some level, but it doesn't have the exact cohesiveness or focus that like a single main character story will have. And it's just a choice. It's just a preference. I think it wound up being positive overall, but I did find myself during what was the druggies guy's name? Was it Jesse? James. It was James. During James's section, I honestly kind of was like, all right, can we get back to like the missing kids? Like it's funny and it's cool with some of the stuff that happens with, the characters, even Paul before that. But I was like, I get it. I get it. Like once they started going into the acts and we start going back in time, I think I was with it, but after once or twice of that happening, I was like, "Oh, okay. Either this movie's going to be long or they're going to have to rush some things because if they're just like showing us the same time period over and over, then it means like the ending is either going to be truncated or yeah, it could potentially feel uneven. I think it did it well overall, but I did find myself for a couple of those chapters like either wishing I was back with another character a little bit or just wishing we were progressing faster towards the missing kid situation.
Right.
Um, let's
We got a
see.
we got a chat. We got somebody in the chat.
Oh yeah, okay. Genobe 21. This person has said they've seen a lot of horror films and this one is awesome. Scared me and overall felt unique, better than most horror as of late for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're glad you
yeah. I
enjoyed
mean,
it.
there were definitely yeah. Glad you might have been enjoying it, and yeah, I could see why you would feel those different things. Um, yeah, I think yeah overall part of the reason why I like the film myself is because I think it feels a little bit more original in some of those regards too. Um, Now, getting back a little bit to what I was saying about things I didn't like about the film. Oh,
Right.
second thing I was going to bring up, it's a bit of a unfair point to some degree to bring up, but some people may not enjoy that it turned out to be a witch that's doing everything. And then they went pretty hard in on this witch like having a very over the top kind of character. I wind up liking that, but yeah, I found myself being like, it might be a little weird for some people. That said, like, I mean, when kids are going missing randomly in the middle of the night, it can't be serial killers, as one of the people, like, points out. Because, well, I mean, technically, I guess it is a serial killer, but it's not going to be, it's got to be something weird, like, or sci fi or what, like, there's no, like, logical explanation for how something like this would happen, per se. Um, well, no, that's just a passing thought. Some people might be like, oh, I didn't want it to be, just an overt witch. Maybe they want it to be a demon or something just more overtly sinister. Worked for me, but
Mm,
anyways, last things I will say. Couple story nitpicks, and overall, these things are minor for me. It'll be different for you, Austin, I'm sure, but there's a point in which James, he's gone into the house, he's witnessed the missing kids, he's going on this whole journey of trying to get this, $50,000 reward reporting where these kids are at, to the point of going to the police station. As he pulls around the corner, he winds up seeing Paul earlier that he had an interaction with and told him not to come around ever again. And he just bails immediately because he sees Paul running, calling out to him. I think it worked, but I also think, man, if someone saw a messed up scenario like he did in that house, I don't know if he would have ran away from the police station. Like, I know he was threatened by that police officer earlier, But I honestly think he may have just like been like, hey, what up, Paul? I know you don't want to see me. Let me tell you what's up. The story needed him to do otherwise, though. Which is fine. But I could see it going the other way, potentially easily. And then another like minor nitpick, you wind up seeing that Alex is having to take care of like his parents and all the kids down below in the basement, feeding them Campbell soup.
Yeah.
He's constantly going to the store to get Campbell soup.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so the adults in this
By
town
himself.
by
Little
himself,
guy.
he's walking for miles potentially to go to the store and get 20, I don't know, some odd Campbell soup cans every like couple days.
Nasty chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup. Those people are
It
only
did not
getting a
look
little
good.
bit. No, they did a good job of making it look unappealing.
Yeah.
Those people were
Okay.
not
Okay.
not getting all of the vitamins and nutrients they needed, which is fine. The witch doesn't care about that. But the bigger problem that brings up is, dang, how, these people in town. I don't know if it was teenagers working at the store or what. Whoever it was working in this town sees this like how old was he? I don't remember if he was like 11 or 12 or
Yeah.
whatever
He's like 10 years old at most.
at
All right.
most.
17 cans day 3.
Yep, just coming back
Yeah.
all the time, just doing it time over and over. Like, where are the
There's not a
adults in this town like with a
yeah,
shred of a brain cell?
there's not a spidey sense or an among them.
Not at all, not at all. But
Yeah.
you know what? Look, it was necessary for the film. It's just a funny like, yeah, that is a bit of a narrative problem. I mean, look, with narrative stories, the author gets to tell the story from the perspective they want. There's going to be plot holes and gaps in every story, so you're going to wind up seeing some odd inconsistencies or odd potential plot holes. This is a minor, like, mm, this town, dang, y'all did bad. Y'all weren't aware of this little kid
I
walking
mean,
through town multiple times.
the opening narration was like, yeah, like they were so embarrassed that they couldn't like, all right, so these people are kind of idiots.
Uh-huh.
It kind of
Yeah.
primes you for it, kind of.
I guess that's
I,
fair. A little
yeah,
bit.
okay. When I go in on this movie,
Yeah.
then I can kind of talk about it a
Yeah,
little
let's
bit more.
open it up. Let's open up. Go to you. Let's go to you, man.
All right,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So first of all, there's like a lot of things that were done just to make it look kind of weird, but it
Mm.
had no real relevance.
Mhm.
Like the poster shows the kids running, doing the Naruto ninja run, but like a
I
poor
know,
man's
right?
Naruto ninja run.
It is, yeah.
Now, if there was like a voodoo doll or something like that was there, and,
Fair,
and the
fair.
kids were kind of like that. I mean, these are little gaps that I felt the movie didn't fill in.
Mhm.
The whole, so I guess this will fall under the category of world building.
Okay.
Um, this is what Brothers tried to do with a little opening title illustration
Oh,
to
Sinners.
debatable.
Sinners.
I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said brothers. It could have been
Sinners.
brothers.
Yes. Hey,
Hey, yes.
sinners.
Mhm.
Okay, so they tried to kind of explain the rules of the world to debatable effect. In this movie, she's a witch, and like, how did she freeze the parents of the kid? Her niece and her nephew-in-law, right? They had the bloodshot eyes. They're just kind of, you know, not moving, not doing anything.
Mhm.
All right, so some of it is, witchcraft, derpity derp.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so that's part of it. Um,
So we got a comment from Genobi real fast. Sorry, we'll come back to you about that. Genobi says, "But also, can we talk about how terrible he
he
is
is
at
at
feeding
feeding
people
people
soup?"
soup. It's
Every
all
time.
fallen.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Oh
like like
man.
like like it probably would have been better to like feed them something that doesn't like just spill out as quickly. Okay,
Oh,
every
that was
time
a
every time this little
very
kid was
intentional.
opening up a can, I was expecting there to be some kind of blood thing where like he cuts himself.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was expecting that. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Thankfully. I mean, that's a very
yeah.
specific detail. Like, I 100% know that director was like, I want this to look off, you know? This kid's not having an easy time feeding these people. Like, so
Or like he
but
was
I
like
mean, he does go pretty hard in every
he had the
single time he
can,
feeds
but the
somebody.
can is like if this is right side up, he had the can like this. He was trying to. I'm expecting to go spill all out of the on the floor, and he has to like
Yeah.
during the
Uh-huh.
montage of him trying to feed or whatever. I was
Mhm.
expecting certain things.
Yeah.
Um, Now there's another thing. It's like he's looking around at all the items that the kids have, but then he just takes their name tags. But those name tags don't go home with them. It just stays in the classroom. I was like, oh, like I thought we were gonna get a whole montage where he's like becomes a pickpocket and he comes like artfully,
Sure.
or he was gonna go in there and just take an item, take a sock or something from each one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna do that, but he didn't do that. He just like, oh, let's take all the name tags and stuff them in my backpack real quick.
Yeah. I was both
Um,
happy and disappointed at that a little bit too myself. Like I was so they do show him like scanning the other kids and that's why you feel like he might become a pickpocket. He's like looking at different items that each kid has. And then he winds up looking over at the name tags which at first I thought he was just going to like, "Oh, there's something in all those bins. Like let me get something in all those bins." And then it turns out he just takes the name tags themselves. I think it I think it's a little disappointing. I feel you. I feel you. But I also think the intention of the writer was for it to be each kid probably wrote their own name tag. So if it like had to have a personal connection, the fact that
yeah,
it's their name and that they wrote it, I think narratively makes sense, but I agree like there is a
yeah.
little bit of a disappointment that he didn't like snatch things from everybody. Yeah.
Right. So the idea, from what I gathered from the movie, is that she was trying to like extract somehow. Again, this is not explained or even shown or even
Yeah.
implied. But the understanding is like she needs. The parents, they were younger than she was, but they were still not young enough. She needs some younger, fresher,
Hmm.
humans
Mhm.
to. Is she kind of vampire? She needs to suck their blood, extract their life force through some dark magic, whatever,
Yeah.
witchcraft.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, they show like, okay, so let's just say that calling the movie Weapons, let's just say that that really, really makes sense. We'll get into that in a second. Let's just assume that it makes sense. And then
Okay.
in the O of Weapons, it has the little pentagram. No,
It's
it's not even a
a
pentagram. It's a
triangle.
triangle.
Yeah.
Triangle. Pentagram is
Yeah.
5. It's
Mhm.
a triangle. But they don't really do anything with that. No, I mean, you do see like the salt, kind of, sort of, but like it's not clear. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it just like why are you showing me this when it doesn't really strongly, much less meaningfully connect to what's happening in the movie?
Yeah.
So
If
I have an issue
anything
with
it
that.
should have been an upside down triangle because
Yeah, like
you
irrelevant
see
symbolism.
well, there is the one connection of you see on the bell that the witch chimes when she turns someone
Yeah,
that there's an upside down triangle. And I think like was it like the number 6 or something maybe?
yeah, something like that, or like
So
some
like
kind of like
yeah.
Sanskrit symbol or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
so
think
that's kind
that's
of
what it's
going on.
supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, she does the bell thing. Why does this bell work? Was there like some kind of incantation that was said? Again, these are like little gaps, little finer details that, if
That's fair.
filled in, would have
Yeah.
made the movie would have done. Again, this falls under the category, more broadly speaking, of the big tent of
Mhm.
world building. This would be
Yeah.
a subcategory within that big tent,
Yeah.
and I just feel like they just kind of skimped out on some of that stuff. Um,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh yeah, I saw that and Get Out. And okay, so my biggest two things. Okay, my biggest three things.
Okay.
One of them, maybe I don't watch enough horror movies. I'm not
Mm.
familiar enough with the genre, so I don't really know how original this story is in
Mhm.
comparison to the genre broadly speaking.
Mm.
It was okay, but it still relies heavily on people doing stupid things. The cop walks out like a weirdo of the house. "Uh, uh." It was like it felt like Tim and Eric. Internet, internet, internet. You know,
That's
and then
the comedy I was talking about. There's some quirky comedy in here that may not work for people.
yeah. So again, what
Mhm.
I'm referencing is like season one of Tim and Eric's awesome show, Great Job, where they had this tacky TV like infomercial for the internet, but they call it the internet. And at the end of
Mhm.
it, there's a point where like they're just like internet, and that's all it is. It's just complete. Like it just devolves into complete nonsense, as is characteristic of much of Tim and Eric's awesome show, Great Job, right?
Mhm.
You either
Mhm.
like it or you really don't like it.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, oh, so the cops just kind of telling us to come in. Nothing strange here.
Nothing odd about
Let's just
that.
go in and
Let's get out of our vehicle and go over.
yeah. I mean, the druggie. Okay, he's a druggie, so maybe he does stupid things anyway. So like the minute he sees them and they're like, the parents, and they're just, nobody's home. I'm
Yeah.
getting out of there. I'm not sticking around for
Oh my
nothing.
gosh. Yeah.
Now he
He
does
just
kind of get out of there, you know. Um,
he first though proceeds to steal as much as he can from the house though. So it's
yes.
like, so yeah,
So he actually
he's
gets
a
out.
major idiot.
Yeah. So all right, but yeah, mainly is them going into the house at the weird robotic beckoning of the police officer.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree. I remember thinking
Yeah,
at that moment, like,
the whole story hinges on them doing something really, really stupid. Now, maybe that's
mhm.
just part of horror films because smart people wouldn't find themselves in those situations. I don't know. So there's that. This is my personal critique. So that was the first thing of three. The second thing is the movie is just kind of happening. Actually, the last two are kind of connected. So, does this movie commit the cardinal sin of being boring? No, not quite.
Mm,
For me, there's enough interesting there to kind of hold my interest as a story, but as a horror movie, all of the jump scares you saw coming like a whole mile and a half away.
sure. Okay.
It's slow, like nothing surprised me, nothing scared me. There's none of the jump scares did anything for me in this movie.
Yeah.
You they were telegraphed very clearly. They were so on the nose. So it didn't scare me, it didn't frighten me. I wasn't feeling particularly in suspense.
Is that the main
Um
way that you want to be thrilled or scared in a
this
film?
is the whole crux of horror films for me. Either it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is to horrify me and to shock and scare me, or it does and now I'm horrified. In this case, it was the former and not the latter. I saw every jump scare, I saw everything coming like a mile away. It was so
Okay.
obvious.
We got in the
I felt like
comments,
I was,
all things Natalie says, "Dang, all of them got me."
oh really?
That's fair.
It
That is
just
fair.
didn't. Now there's
Mhm.
some movies that like because of the way that they edit it, even if I see it coming, it'll still kind of get a reaction out of me. Like
Mhm.
the first installment of the It remake movies, I had a great time watching those movies. Now they edit it in such a way that's like, like whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
still kind of
They
got a,
do
it,
get up in
it
there.
it had a visceral made me jump.
Mhm.
I wasn't surprised that it happened, but I was still kind of like startled when it happened because of the way that
Yeah.
they edited it.
Mhm.
So I still had fun with it, right?
So when the witch is on the
Um,
ceiling as the light fixture, that one didn't get you?
I
No?
knew something was coming. She looks down, looks back up, and there she is. It's like,
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
right. So yeah, to me, it just didn't have that effect to me.
Okay.
And
So if not for,
So
I'll let you get to the third one in a second, but if not for jump scares, the the things that were horrifying or like, fear inducing in the movie didn't like really work on you. Like with the
they just
parents
weren't.
stabbing themselves in the face.
It was weird. It was kind of gross, but it didn't
Okay.
scare me. It's just like,
Mm.
ugh, that's unpleasant. So
Mm.
because of
Okay.
that, the movie was not boring, but it kind of bordered on being boring because the jump scares they didn't deliver for me. They weren't satisfying. And so if it's a horror film, I'm expecting to be horrified, and it doesn't deliver on that implicit promise. Then it
Mhm.
just But the biggest thing for me, okay, I need to explain this. So back in the 80s and the 90s, whenever there was a big blockbuster movie, um, the major networks would make like a made for TV poor man's version of that major movie, right?
Mhm.
So if James Cameron dropped Aliens, then CBS is going to drop Extraterrestrials, you know,
Oh,
Space
okay.
Invaders.
Fascinating. Yeah.
The Going to be like a tenth of what it was for the movie. It's going to
Yeah.
be really silly, really cheesy. But it's like, hey, if you can't make the movie, you can watch this.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
so they did that. They did that with like Indiana Jones. My parents actually liked the TV version of it with Neville Chamberlain. I forget the name of it.
Hmm.
Um, but it was like, you know, um, uh, James Bond, Jimmy Bondman, Man of Mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie
There's the discount
to
version.
me, yeah, this movie to me is like the network TV version of an Ari Aster movie, specifically
Hmm.
Hereditary.
Hmm.
Specifically Hereditary with a little bit of Midsummer in there because of the witchcraft.
Okay.
I just felt like I was watching poor man's Hereditary. Because
Slander. You slandered
it
this
touches
director. I'm just messing. Go
it
ahead.
touches on some of the same themes. I just thought Hereditary was a better movie. And Hereditary, while it didn't frighten me, it deeply unsettled me.
Hmm. Okay.
I've never come out of a movie more Team G. I came out of the movie more Team Jesus coming out of Hereditary than I
Got
did
it.
out of the Passion of the Christ. Like, like that sounds like a joke. Like I'm dead serious. Hang on,
You're
I'm
like, good Lord,
dead
man. I'm
serious.
glad that you have.
Hot take,
You're like,
right?
Jesus, you are king, man. This one just done sawed her head off. Nah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, this
Oh
guy's
man,
praising the devil.
the little girl's head was on a pike on this little stick figure tree. I was like, bro, I'm good, bro.
Mm. Yep, yep,
Done.
yep. You
Call
better
call
seal it
call it,
up.
bro.
Seal it up.
Call it. So, yeah, this movie just it didn't stir anything up in me.
Mm,
Every single Ari Aster movie has been like, oh wow, oh that's super creepy,
mm.
and I'm gonna feel really unsettled.
Okay.
And again, like it was just it was his execution and his approach,
Mm.
and I felt like this was a lesser version of that.
Okay.
And so it
Well,
just yeah, that's my takeaway.
fair, fair. Let me ask you then. What? Yeah. What'd you think about the aunt, the witch? Like, what? Where were you on her?
Uh, 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 she just could have been interesting, could have been more
Mm,
interesting.
hmm.
Um, you see, part of my issue is the way that the movie is set up. I was expecting it to be like some kind of like unsolved mystery, right? Like for
Okay.
example,
Yeah.
in season 2 of is it Mine Hunters? Did you ever see that TV show? I think it's called Mine Hunters.
Mm.
It was like David Finch. It was a David Finch Netflix series. It was like
Mm.
these like psych ward FBI agents,
Okay.
and
I don't think I
there was like a
watched it.
rash of child abductions in Atlanta in like the 70s I think it was
Okay.
the 70s or 80s,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
they largely went unsolved, right? And I
Mm.
was thinking the way that the movie was set up, that like, oh, these kids are just gone and you'll
Mhm.
never see them again. And so she was too on the nose. I was expecting things to be a little more ethereal, a little more like I don't know, mystical, spiritual, or more plotting and conniving or something.
Hmm.
Maybe a touch more No Country for Old Men, where the guy he just kind of
Oh
runs
man,
away and you don't know what happens
dang!
to him.
You just wanted it to be yeah, like an open-ended kind of a conclusion.
Well, I thought the kids were gone. So like the fact that they weren't at the end, I was like, oh, all right. And eventually they start talking again. I'm like, all right. It was just I don't know. Maybe like it set me up for something that I thought it was going to
Yeah.
deliver on, and it didn't. Which isn't necessarily a
Mm,
bad thing. I maybe this is a case of the trailer or the beginning of the movie just set you up for something that they were never intending on showing you or delivering on. I don't
okay.
know. Although, although the fact that they didn't deliver on that, and that these kids start bum rushing this old lady at the end was
That was
mildly
that was
amusing.
a pure like comedic moment right there.
Yeah,
Until
yeah,
it got
yeah,
super
yeah,
dark, obviously.
yeah,
Man,
yeah. I
this
mean, when
this lady, it was, it almost felt like we were watching Naked Gun for a second there, where it's like you thought they were gonna catch this lady after like 5 seconds. Here we go, like 3 minutes later, she's ran through like 15 buildings.
yeah, it was like an
Hmm.
homage to the original Point Break. There's an amazing iconic chase scene in Point Break between Keanu Reeves and the late Patrick Swayze. May he rest
Mm,
in peace.
yeah.
And he's wearing the Ronald Reagan rubber mask, and he's just booking it, booking it, booking it, booking it, booking it. And then there's a scene where like um he gets away from Keanu Reeves, who's like the undercover cop, and Keanu Reeves like twists his knee or his ankle or whatever, and he's laying there and he has his gun aimed at him, and like they kind of lock eyes through the rubber mask, and then he just runs away, and then Keanu Reeves goes and he just starts shooting his gun up into the air.
Hmm.
It's an iconic scene, but dear God, the reality of it is just horrifying. That was
Hmm.
more horrifying than Weapons was to me. I'm
Hmm.
kidding, but kind of, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, and then finally, like, why were they calling it Weapons in the first place?
Fair. Oh,
Um,
yeah. I think
what
so
exactly was the
that
weapon?
is, yeah, that is definitely a fair criticism, especially when the poster shows the kids and the kids don't turn out to be the weapons. It's the
At all?
a few of the adults that do. Um,
Yeah, and are they really weapons, or are they just kind of brain? I mean, I guess they're like heat-seeking, like they described in the movie. Josh Brolin did, like heat-seeking missiles.
I mean
So
Benedict,
okay,
man,
fine.
that they had him looking creepy when he was like running through town.
Oh, Benedict Wong. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
with the like the Ghostbuster eyes,
Dude, that was
monster eyes,
I actually do
the
like, it takes a little
Garbage
while for the
Pail Kids
movie.
eyes.
Yeah, exactly. It does take a little while for the movie to get to that like the intensity, but like when it does and they show us the witch and it's like super weird, she looks super off and she's having a conversation with Benedict. I do give the movie credit for like being like, "All right, we've done this long enough. Let's get to the craziness." And he just immediately after the we see the ritual of how she winds up, controlling people, man, murders his husband and then is off running through town like that was, I don't know, man. That was pretty creepy for me. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty effective.
On some weird level, I almost feel like this movie is taking beats from Drive. William Winding Refn. Is that what his name is? William Winding Refn
Hmm.
and what's his name? The actor
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Because there's a scene in that movie, the elevator scene, where he stomps a dude out and basically
Yeah.
um
Yeah, it's brutal. Mhm.
it's brutal. Yeah. That's an amazing movie, by the way. That's one of my favorite movies.
Mhm.
I, that movie I should hate, but I just love it for all the reasons that I should hate it.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
But anyway, this is not a retrospective on Drive. This is a
All right.
review of
So
weapons. So
Gladys
yeah,
did not work for
let's
you. She was yeah. I don't know. Her performance for me was kind of chewing the scenery, but like I was saying earlier, about like people maybe not liking that it was a witch. I guess connected to that, people may not like the way that they go about it. Well, I mean, it's just makeup. She looks super off, which is
Yeah,
fine. I mean, yeah,
her
she's
whole
like how
character was
she's
super
covering
on
up
the
being
nose for
like
me.
1,000 years old, more or less. You
Do we
know,
know how old she was? It looked like she just had
we don't know.
cancer.
We don't know. Yeah. I do kind
Like
of
she had like an
wish, man,
aggressive
that we got a
cancer.
little bit more. Like you were talking about lore earlier. So on the one hand, I do like it that the film doesn't over explain everything. Like for instance, with Archer, so Justine at one point she gets her car painted witch on it with red paint. And then in the chapter with Archer, we wind up seeing that it's his red paint and he's following her throughout town. So we make the connection that he's the one that, painted witch on her car. They don't actually show that in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay. That was one of the other parts that I kind of missed. Yeah, I had to step out.
Yeah, so they don't show him doing it in any way, shape, or form, but it kind of feels like he's the only character that could have done it. And I do like those moments in which they don't have to just show every last thing. And that's part of the challenge, I
Right.
guess, when it comes to storytelling. Like, how much do you literally have to show the audience? How much do you literally have to explain how Gladys is mind controlling the parents and everybody else? Like, how's, one little bell ring allow her to, I don't know, like get the cop to walk out the window and, do his funny, like, come, or gesture
Come
or
hither.
whatever. You
Yeah.
know, I'm actually personally okay with being able to fill in some of those gaps, but I
Oh
can
no,
understand
hang
other
on.
people it's a little frustrating.
All things Natalie, dang, all of them got me. The car door, sheesh. I think it was the slowness that got me. She said, too much hate. I gotta go. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. All things Natalie. Um, we'll catch you in the next one. Um, okay. Anyhow,
Weird.
um,
Those other ones didn't pop up for me. Now I see them.
yeah. Yeah, we see Jano Beyond 21. Yep, we covered the feeding soup. It should have just been like can't like you know what it should have been to make sure it all stayed in the mouth. You know that marshmallow spread or just peanut butter, right? Just put that in their mouth and let them like you put peanut butter on on the dog's nose. He just licks it all day or whatever. That's what that kid should have done. He should have just gotten Jiffy and just put it right on their mouth instead of the chicken noodle soup that was just slopping and falling everywhere. Otherwise,
Hmm.
um, yeah, like how was he paying for all this? Who was giving him money? Like too many things. Yeah. Um, I think the message that we walk away from this is like, do not take care of your extended family, especially if you ain't seen them in like 15 years. I'm sorry, like you gotta go. uh, you don't gotta go, but you can't stay here.
Oh
No, you
man,
can't bring your weird thorn plant into my house. No,
that was
you
a
can't do that.
uh-huh. The weird thorn
No, you
bonsai. Yeah, uh-huh.
no, you can't have any of my hair trimmings. That's weird. Get away from me.
Mhm.
No, 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 no. Like, if the husband had put down some boundaries, none of this would have happened. Gentlemen, listen to me. No, I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna do all that. Um, but yeah, no, it's okay to say no. Gentlemen, it's okay. Tell your lady no sometimes. It's all right. Disappoint her. You know, it's okay.
Oh wait, are you are you,
It's
are you,
okay.
are you talking about Justin Lin's character?
I'm talking
Coming
about
up.
the dad, the kid's
Oh
dad,
yes, yeah, bringing the
that
aunt in.
didn't put up nearly enough of a fight for this weirdo aunt that they hadn't seen to just start living there. Well, my mom did it, so I'm going to do it. I would like your support.
Hmm.
No.
That's
The
truly
answer
one
is
of the
no.
saddest. Yeah, that's truly one of the
No.
saddest parts of the movie. Like the ending. So the ending isn't all sunshine and roses. Both of those parents are vegetables somewhere at another
Yeah.
place. Alex had to go live with another aunt somewhere. And
That sounds
I guess some
horrible.
of the kids start talking again, but yeah, I think man, one of the sadder parts though for me was like with those both those parents. Man, what was up with that relationship between sisters? Like, I don't know if this was literally not us. This was supposed to be her sister. Like, there's no way this lady
Wait,
brings.
I thought that was her aunt.
You think that was the mother's
I thought
aunt?
that
So it was like a great aunt?
yeah, or something like that. I thought they said it was the aunt.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Man.
It was either the aunt or the grandmother, but I think it was the aunt.
Okay, so that's another thing they don't fully explain. This is her actual aunt, probably, or do you think this is just the witch
Right,
using
because
her
she said
powers?
my mother would have taken care of her, so I'm gonna take care of her too. That's what
Yeah.
the wife said.
Yeah.
And then the husband went along with it like an idiot, and it cost them their lives. At least
Yeah.
their righteous minds. They were gone. They were done.
But is it
Um,
possible that that this witch, in with whatever power she has like seeded this information into their mind, like it's not actually her aunt? Or do you take more of the story point of like, yeah, this is her aunt, and her aunt is messed up. She's into witchcraft.
yeah. So what would have made the aunt a better character and more believable to me is if she was like a smoother, if she was written as like a smoother talker. She can kind of like, schmooze her way into any kind of situation. She was just like just saying stuff. There was nothing smooth about the way she was talking. And so, yeah, she just I don't know. She just kind of showed up. Um yeah, I keep going back to Hereditary, where like the mother died and there's like all this unresolved drama, and she left all these writings behind, and then you get these little glimpses here and there. I don't know. Um but yeah,
All right.
to me it was just kind of things happening, and it wasn't scary enough to really like grip me. It had some interesting plot lines,
All
and the way
right.
that all the plot lines converge upon each other was cool, but it didn't scare me. So,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Um. Hmm. Yeah. I'm not sure if what. Yeah. What would your closing thoughts? I guess yeah. We can wrap it up here in a second. So
Yeah.
overall, you said did scare you, but you did recommend that people would check it out on streaming or something like that. Any
So,
remaining
as
thoughts
opposed to
regarding
going to the
positive, negative?
theater, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
so, so I guess I would say if you don't really care a whole lot about being scared and you want like, just a movie that's like probably in my mind would have worked better just as like a straight drama or like a mystery drama or something like that, drama mystery. But that would only work if the kids stayed lost and they were never found. So I guess if you just really love the genre, check it out. Otherwise, I can't really recommend this one. It just didn't do enough for me.
Hmm.
I mean, it has its positives, but you can watch other movies that have similar positives, but that fit their genre better. Again, it's risky doing a horror film because you risk being boring, you risk not being scary, not being horrifying. or only being that. And then you get like a Terrifier situation where it's like bad acting, dumb, stupid script, but it's really gross and gory and bloody and horrifying to watch. It's brutal and difficult to watch. It's like bordering on what I've heard is like the worst of like human centipede stuff. This is
Oh
stuff that
man.
I don't really I don't want to watch that. Like sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos that are about movies that I'm not going to watch just because I'm curious, but I don't want to have to like sit through actually, I don't want to have to watch a Serbian film. I've heard about it. It's horrible. I don't want to watch that. There are certain Japanese horror films that no, can't do it. Audition, can't do it. It's a classic, can't do it. Um, really, just for one scene, and I can't deal with certain sounds and stuff. Um, for example, on Saturday, I was helping out with the landscaping work at my church. We were
Hmm.
just volunteering, and there's a point at which they took the metal, like the metal shovel, and was scraping against the sidewalk, and I had to walk away. I can't deal with the sound. And for that same reason, Audition, which I'd be inclined to recommend if you're just a horror person, is one of those classic Japanese movies. But because of a certain sound, and I'm not going to spoil it, can't do it.
Hmm.
Can't do it. It's too much. And it's
Hmm.
not scraping metal on pavement sound. It's not nails on chalkboard. It's a very specific sound. If you've seen the movie or if you ever do watch the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's I can't do it. Can't do it. It's too much for me.
Hmm.
To explain it anymore would be
Okay.
to give away like
Yeah, we
the
don't want you.
craziest part
Yeah,
of the movie, and I'm not gonna do that.
it's
But I
fair.
know what it is, and that's why I'm not even gonna put myself through that.
What was the name of this film again?
Audition. It came
Audition.
out in the
Okay.
'90s, I believe. It's a Japanese film.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's like
Janobi 121 says, "Scared me, but I'm a big chicken." Well,
okay.
look, we all big chickens for for something, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
Austin was
yeah.
saying,
Uh,
yeah, ending of Hereditary had him.
Deeply unsettling. Not like jump scare, but like I was like, oh dear God, no. Jesus loves me. This I know. Like I was. I'm
Yeah.
good, but
Okay.
not scary. So I mean,
No,
again, it's a tall order to be scary.
it really
And like
is.
I said,
It definitely
it
is.
the first It movie of the new ones, um, the way that it was edited, those jump scares got me. I was like, oh snap, because I don't even watch movies that have jump scares like that. So like, it was fun. It got me, but it was still fun. And so
Mm.
yeah, I would recommend that movie over this movie. Um,
Yeah, both it and
I would even
Hereditary are,
recommend
are are good films. I mean, they're
Hereditary is like a masterclass in like this is deeply creepy and uncomfortable, and I'm deeply unsettled. It's almost worse than being scared. Scared is like the momentary, instant panic, terror.
Hmm. Yeah.
Boom, right? If it's unsettling and if it's deeply unsettling, oh, you're walking to the parking lot into your car and you're like, oh, oh man, what did I? Oh man,
Yeah,
that was a lot.
I'm personally not as much a fan of those kind of situations. And as good as
I'm not
Hereditary
either.
is,
I'm just
I
saying.
yeah, look, I'm not trying to be overly negative or whatever, but as good as Hereditary is, I thought its ending, especially the like, praise the devil kind of scenario by the end, and the fact that
Jose,
it
whatever,
it,
yeah.
it more or less ends in that kind of a way. It's not like getting the audience to do it, but it's like all the characters are done dead. The last character is caught up by the devil, praising him and all that stuff. That's
Yeah,
not my kind of ending for a story. And look,
I get it.
I
I get it.
don't rank that movie as high as most people do personally, just because yes, the journey was enjoyable, but the end of the film was like. so massively cheesy for me. Um, Look,
I think
I
I
do
think
believe in demonic things and the devil and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just like
no, I actually
it's
kind
not
of agree with you,
satisfying for
but I
me in
think that's
any regard.
totally fair. But like, no, I think no, because there is kind of like this kind of campiness to it. It's like, hail Azazel, but it's like it's this campiness paired with like this deeply like. Okay, so spoiler alert for Hereditary. There's this little sister with a somewhat misformed, deformed uh, face or whatever, and she gets her head lopped off. She starts choking because of a peanut allergy or something like that, and she gets her head out of the window, and and you don't actually see it. You don't see it, right? And this is intentional because you it's implied what happened, and then you see the older brother that was driving the car just going back home, totally shocked because he literally has a headless corpse in the back seat, and he can't process it. And then it does this slow fade out and this really slow fade in to that head and all the ants. Oh, and it's not a shock. It's nothing shocking about it. It's a slow fade in, and you just gotta sit with it. Oh man, I almost walked out of the theater at that point. I was like, bro, no, man, I'm
Mhm.
not here for all this.
Mhm.
And then it slowly faded out. It wasn't trying to scare you. It was just trying to like make you deeply unsettled and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it succeeded.
So maybe that, yeah, that gets to an interesting part of this discussion. For me, I think most stories that I experience, I want to have some sort of purpose. I get that seems like most of Ari Aster's films. Well, okay, I can't say most. I've only seen a couple of them, and there's Hereditary, there's Midsummer. They both are a couple of the most like depressing films to experience throughout,
Hmm.
and especially by the end of the movie. And I'm
Right.
like, what's the point of you telling me this story? Are you just trying to be like tell a dark story, tell a depressing story? I'd have to go back and be like, okay, is a cautionary tale? Is there are there lessons to be learned in it? Now I know not everyone needs there to be a lesson to be learned, needs there to be like an arc or a purpose, but for me, I'm like, there's got to be a purpose to the story. There's got to be some sort of themes or p- preferably even some sort of way that the story wraps up in a way that feels meaningful. And so with this film, Weapons, with it wrapping up in a way that, you know, the kids are found, but there are ramifications and there's lasting, sadness and um, an effect on the community, on everybody involved. I think has enough of an arc and has enough like positivity within it that even though it's not like Happy Go Lucky, that I wind up feeling like this movie is more worth my time than Hereditary or Midsummer, where it's
Got
just
it.
dour all the way through.
Yeah. So I totally get where you're coming from. That was my
Yeah.
main critique of No Country for Old Men. It
Mm.
just ends. I'm like, oh, this is a lazy storytelling masquerading as like artsy fartsy. And I think it's lame and corny, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I get that. In the case of Hereditary, like it just kind of ends and it's like a really bad ending. But for whatever reason, it just has like this emotional impact to me because like it is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
unresolved. And I think that's kind of why it works in that movie. Now, if you're wanting like an emotional or a moral resolution, you're don't watch Ari Aster movies.
Mhm. Yeah.
He is not in that business
Mm, yep.
at all.
You know what?
And it's
This
totally
reminds me.
understandable if you don't. Yeah,
Yeah. Totally understandable. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna
Sorry.
say it's totally understandable if you don't want to watch those kinds of movies. I totally get that. Those movies just happen to like impact me specifically. But yeah, for this one, I think it's mildly satisfying that the kids are just bum rushing through whole houses, and then they literally rip this woman to pieces. I mean, like you see her jaw getting, and they just ripping her apart. Um, okay, it's brutal, it's grisly. I don't know how any of this stuff gets resolved in real life. Like, all right, at some point the police are gonna get there, and do these people have to run away before the police show up? Like, there's all this evidence everywhere. Like, there's all this signs of a struggle. Like, there's too many things to try to figure out. And the central person that could tie it all together has been ripped into pieces by children. It, the way I describe it, it does kind of sound kind of funny in a sick, kind of weird, dark comedy kind of way, right?
Uh-huh.
She's been ripped asunder by the younglings.
Mhm.
Uh, it's like, how does any like Josh Brolin is carrying his son, blood dripping from his hands. He's deaf mute essentially at this point. All right, I'm actually okay with the ending. The ending doesn't really. I mean, the ending's actually, it's kind of climactic and it's kind of anticlimactic in a way. Um, and if the movie was scarier to me, that I think that ending would have really landed. It's like, holy crap, yo, this is this is kind of crazy. It just wasn't crazy enough for me. Um, it was fun watching those kids blow through all that crown molding on the walls and all the French windows and stuff. Just boom, boom. It was fun. But yeah, I mean, and yes, they're definitely leaving all kinds of like plot holes open, maybe intentionally. That's fine. I just needed it to be scarier. That's all. For me, that's what I needed.
All right. Got it. Got
Yep.
it. Yeah. Um
Yep.
I enjoyed my
Any
watch.
fun?
I enjoyed my watch.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess let's see. Any what were you gonna ask me?
Oh, any parting final thoughts?
Hmm. Man. Uh
For me, this is check it out
poor
on streaming if you really like the genre. That's
hmm
pretty much, yeah.
It's fascinating, seeing a narrative run out, from a couple different perspectives. When we yeah, one thing I'll say is, man, that police officer Paul, like, dude, uh, they set him up like he's maybe a nice guy. Oof, oh man, it is certainly it
No.
certainly does not turn out to be that case. Poor, what is it, Donna? Oh my gosh, they were actually married. Oh dang, I thought they were maybe just engaged. That's terrible, man. That's terrible, dude.
Way he was involved with her, so doing anything with any other woman was like
Man,
totally crappy
awful.
thing to do.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then you could, I mean, it was implied that the father-in-law, or the father-in-law to be, who was the chief of police, he found out, so he kind of gave him that look. He's like, "Yeah, I know what you did." It's like, "Oh man." Now, why did he believe this drug addict that he didn't have any needles or anything in his pocket? I don't know. I
My
almost
wife and
think that
I,
him,
we
like,
were we were talking about that afterwards. Like, yeah, he did a terrible job patting him down. Um.
yeah, like you couldn't feel those in the pockets.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
now, if he took his word for it and he accidentally got, like, he just had like a reaction and punched the guy, that's not the worst thing, right? Like, yeah, you shouldn't assault him when he's handcuffed. But it was like a, like, I got, boom. It's like he wasn't planning on doing that. He just like he got shocked because, like, he got pricked with a needle.
Hmm.
See, I
That's not
thought,
that's not that's not okay in his career field though. You can't let
right,
himself get shocked to the degree that
right,
you
right, right,
assault
right.
somebody.
Yeah, exactly. See, what I thought was gonna happen was he was gonna get like some kind of disease, and then it turned out that he passed that disease on to the other girl. I thought it was gonna go somewhere like in that kind of
Mm,
direction.
mm. That would have been real
Um,
sad. Yeah. Mhm.
but the movie wasn't really concerned with those kinds of details, and so
Mhm.
it didn't go in that direction. But I kind of thought that's what they were
Again, it
setting
was a
up.
really awesome moment in which once he got stuck by that needle, that he literally didn't lay it out and say like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have AIDS" or anything like that. But we as the
Right.
audience like know what's going on in his mind, know what he's thinking while he's why he's freaked out. Um, and I think that's I mean he does literally does ask him later if he has AIDS, but with the initial needle, I thought it was done well in which they didn't have to over explain it at that point in time. Like we were there with them. Like, oh, oh man, oh, that's a dirty needle. Like,
See, I thought maybe it was a pen. I couldn't tell exactly what it was because he dropped it so fast. Oh,
mhm,
maybe there's a chance it was a pen, and maybe he was overreacting. I thought that was kind of what they were alluding to, but that wasn't really what they were talking. They weren't really going for that angle either.
mhm,
So maybe it wasn't a needle. Maybe the kid was telling the truth. He just had a pen in his, and the guy thought it was a needle, and then clocks him, and then all over a misunderstanding. Uh,
mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
So do you think there's last thing I'll ask? Do you think there's some sort of yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, is there some sort of lesson in this movie? Is there some sort of theme? Is there a cautionary tale element in here or something? Um, yeah, let me take a moment to think about it. Let me see if yeah, if you speak up if you feel like yeah, you got something.
Uh, yeah, man. Vet your in-laws before you let them
Mhm.
stay. Um, yeah.
Sketchy aunts that you haven't seen for decades.
Now I'll put you in the Motel 6. But
Man, when
no,
the
I'm
father was
sorry.
talking to Alex, he was basically saying like, "Yeah, this lady about to die in a few months, so she's not sticking around for long."
Nah, man. There needed to be a whole montage of them calling other family members. Hey, what's going on with Aunt Sally? You know what I mean? Or what
Mm-hmm.
was her name? I forget. I'm sorry.
Gladys.
Yeah, what's up with Aunt Gladys? She's asking, are we the first person she's asked, or are we like the fourth person she's asked? You know, how come the
Mm-hmm.
first three people said no? You know, um, what's going on? What's her health diagnosis? Does she need to be in hospice care? Like real questions. Just a
Mm-hmm.
tiniest bit of due diligence. Instead, the wife was all like, "No, my mom would have done it, so I'm gonna do it."
Mm-hmm.
It's like that doesn't make your mom right.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you think there's some sort of commentary in here about I don't know parents not being enough aware of like what's going on with their children at school, at home? Like, yeah, I'm not sure if the movie's trying to
I don't
say
know
anything like that.
because the reason they went missing was essentially for fantastical witchcraft reasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How are parents supposed to anticipate or know anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
So I
I'm
can't really
asking
say
like,
that.
is the witchcraft and the kids going missing some sort of uh just
Oh, like an analogy,
like yeah,
illusion.
yeah, a storytelling tool to show a greater problem that they're trying to make a
You
comment
see, the
on.
witch is actually the Chromebook that the school district gives your children so that they can watch YouTube,
Oh.
which is brainwashing them to believe
Mm.
state-sponsored media so that they'll become docile little taxpayers.
Mm. Mm. Now
You're
they
welcome.
wouldn't be watching our channel though because this is not for kids, right?
No,
Not this one.
no, no, no. It's not for kids. It's not for fakes either. This super cinema for the real ones. Real
Mhm.
recognize real.
Yeah.
And if you watching, then you looking pretty familiar. That's all I gotta say.
Mhm.
Gang
All
gang.
right. One last thing I'll do. Shout out back to everyone that's joined us, Shinobi. All things Natalie. Thanks for coming on out. Look, sometimes we're gonna be hyping a movie up and all the amazing things about it. Other times We're gonna have our own opinions and be tearing things down. Look, you don't have to agree. We will, if you do have any thoughts on what we've said in the positive or the negative, we'd love to hear your opinions on it. Um, yeah, yet again, as you already know, this is the internet. This is all opinions. There's no one way to write a story. So, yeah, take it how you will.
We
Thanks for
we
joining
try to
us,
be
though.
even-handed with the love
Hmm.
and with the hate, 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 hate. And so, yeah, I mean, we try to be even-handed, and so we call them we call balls and strikes. We call them like we see them.
Hmm.
If the movie, if the movie's good, we want to promote good movies, so we'll talk about why it's good. If it's not, yeah, then we'll be honest about it.
Hmm.
So,
And you find, yeah, your value in, what we've said personally. So whether you agree more with me, more with him, more with nobody, it's up to you.
yeah, this is the first movie where we really kind of like we went in different directions.
I think so. I
I,
think so.
I took a much more negative by comparison, and
Yeah.
you had a much more positive viewing than I did, and so
Hmm.
yeah, I mean that was bound to happen eventually. I mean we're going to go in different directions just based on our interests, and so um,
You're tearing me apart.
hey, it is what it is. Lisa, I did not. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't even know. Like, is it even possible to review that movie? Like, I don't even know. Like,
I, you know,
that movie is inexplicable. Like, it defies review. Like, what are you even reviewing? It's like you can't. It's hard enough to even answer that question.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
movie. It's an experience. Like, it's
Hmm.
go,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen. We're referring, of course, to Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
As every
Just,
one
just
of
watch
our
the trailer.
reviews gets to, we always end up here. It's just the way it is. This is too great a film.
I don't know. Like, I don't like. They call it the Citizen Kane of bad movies, but I don't even know if like I think it defies description. Like it's you watch it, you don't even understand what's happening. Like it's on a whole other level.
Yeah,
Quick aside before we end this, just with respect to The Room.
yeah.
I ordered the DVD back, in my 20s because of course I did.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for The Room, like, oh dude, I gotta have this movie. So
Hmm.
I showed it to my friends. I brought the DVD. We watched it on my friend's computer.
Oh man, this is before you watch it yourself.
No. I'd already seen it before.
Oh, okay, got it,
And
got
so there's an incredibly awkward,
it.
bad um love scene in
Hmm.
towards the beginning of this movie. So I'm watching, it's me and we're watching it. We're like, yeah, let's skip through this, right? So we go 2x. All right, let's go ahead 4x this. You know what? Let's go ahead and 8x. Dude, we got up to 32x. It was taking so long.
That's
It
crazy,
was
man.
so awkward. I mean, we're going like this as fast as this computer will speed past this scene, right?
Hmm.
That's the kind of movie this is. I mean, I think if you watch like the Disaster Room or whatever, they made a
The
movie that's
disaster
kind of like
artist. Yeah.
Disaster Artist. Like just like I think they make a scene talking about like just how bad the the love scene was and how awkward it was, and
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get into the details of why. And I don't encourage you to watch that scene in the movie, obviously. But just know we were hitting like 32x, still waiting for this thing to be over. Like we had no interest in watching it. We're just like, all right, let's just speed through to 32x, but it still felt like, man, this is taking entirely too
Insane.
long.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's The Room. Just to give you an idea of like it's inexplicable. It defies description.
Hmm.
Um you could probably catch a
You would
midnight
think you'd
showing.
be at the end of the movie with 32x, but apparently not.
Nah, bro. It was bad. But yeah, I'm sure like I mean all around the country they have like midnight showings, akin to like Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know. It's like one of those movies that's so bad that it's good. much like Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's people, are quoting the lines and reciting them during the movie. I
Hmm.
think they're throwing. Yeah, I think they throw spoons at Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I think they throw footballs, like little Nerf balls, because of one scene in the room. Like, the worst. Like, hey, let's play catch, you guys. Bro, it's amazing.
That's right.
Everybody, just look up the flower shop scene. You know,
Mm.
imagine like going like a scene where you go to buy flowers for your girlfriend, and imagine it's like this bizarro world way where like, how did you get this wrong? Like how did you how did you like how did you take something as benign as buying flowers? It's you I'm done trying to describe it. You just gotta check it out for yourself. Anyway, this has been our review of Weapons. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all future updates regarding our upcoming live streams. We appreciate your support. In the meantime, in between time, I'm Austin.
I am Josiah.
We're the Super Cinema Bros, and we'll catch you next time with another film. Um, we still have some movies that we've seen that we might review. Uh, I would really like to talk about F1. I know Freakier Friday just came out. We opted to watch and review Weapons over Freakier Friday. If you want to hear us talk about Freakier Friday, let us know.
Let us know.
Either way, one way or the other, we'll either review one of those movies or the other, or we will review another film next Monday. So stop on by, join us again. Until then, God bless you guys. We appreciate your engagement. We look
Thank you.
forward to more of it in the future.
Indeed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Much love.
All right. Yeah. God bless y'all. We'll catch you soon.
We're out.
In fact, yeah, we're still trying to do this every Monday, so hopefully we see you next Monday.
All right.
Don't
God
know what
bless.
movie it is just yet, but we will update you probably day of. And yeah.